Booyah! Welcome to another exciting episode of Soaking Nostalgia.
Booyah!
That's right. I'm excited. I'm excited. We're recording. It's a great night. I love it.
Threw me through a loop. I wasn't
expecting a booyah right off the bat.
You should always expect the unexpected when it comes to the Soaking Nostalgia podcast.
And
just your weird ass.
And ninjas.
Yeah, that's right.
Expect the unexpected.
All right.
Again, welcome, listeners. I am one of your hosts, Matt.
Sir Bradley.
I'm Kat.
All right, what do we have on the agenda this evening? Oh,
music.
Yeah. No, that's fine. No,
It's
yeah,
violently
music.
yelled into the mic.
It's how it likes it.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're doing
Really
music.
brash.
We are going to talk about some of our favorite songs and some of
Hell
the
yeah.
artists behind them. Since we've kind of been doing inspirational film and movies,
Content.
we could always do inspirational music, but usually you end up with really sappy songs that make you really sad and cry. This isn't necessarily. This is something. Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
Damn it.
you didn't you?
Yeah.
It's all Adele, isn't it?
Don't you all know that I'm the one that's supposed to be screwing up all the time?
Yeah, I know.
That is
You're
true.
supposed to up.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
true.
Well, you know what? I didn't. So you know what that means?
Oh, we did it. Cheers.
So we're like less than 2 minutes in, and she's already got like 3 fucks in.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
That's 3 quickies.
Yeah.
To be so lucky.
I'm only a man.
I don't know what else to add.
Anyway, but yeah, so usually when you have an inspirational song, it can be something that it could be, like in the Rocky soundtrack, Gonna Fly Now, something that's inspirational to get you, your blood pumping a little bit, or nine times
Pumped up.
or 9 times out of 10, it's something really, really sad, something that takes you back to a memory that makes you want to cry and drink.
I don't purposely listen to sad songs, but there are songs.
They just find me.
Yeah.
There are songs that make me feel stuff, but I don't listen
But see,
to
that's the point
sappy
of
stuff.
Yeah, and that's the point of this evening. We're not doing
Yeah.
inspirational.
I
We're
don't
just
think
doing.
I don't think I own any of the songs that I would call my sappy boohoo songs.
No.
Like they're not even on my phone.
No, these are songs that, I was talking to
Only
Sir
98% of mine.
I was talking to Sir Bradley and Kat earlier before we hit record. Was that this is something that if you want to make a CD that you would keep in your car and it would never get old, you would
Hell yeah, road
love to play
trip
those
music.
songs. Yeah, road trip music. Just something that it literally just never gets old. You want to listen to it all the time. So if you pull it out and play it, you'll never skip a song.
Oh my gosh, you know what? You know what it just reminded me of in the How I Met Your Mother.
Uh-huh.
I don't know whose car it is. I think it's Ted's, but there's a CD stuck in his CD player,
yeah.
and it's Cotton Eye
that's right.
Joe, and
Oh, God.
and it shows a he's
love
explaining
that
it to somebody. I can't remember who.
I
One of
didn't
the
put
other
that on
main
my list,
characters,
but
but
that
he's
is- that is a
explaining
great
it to
song.
someone who hadn't been in his car before,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, he excited, and then he gets old, and he get excited, and then they show a montage of,
Yeah.
I think it's him and Barney.
Yeah,
They're going
that's probably true.
on road trips through the years, and
I do remember.
they're jamming to it, and then they're like, "Oh God!" and then they're jamming again, and like, "Oh my God!"
I didn't watch a whole lot of that show, but I remember
Oh man.
Bon Jovi, Bad Medicine,
Oh yeah.
or You Give Love a Bad Name. One of them.
Oh.
That was highly. It was similar to what she's describing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent show. It did have some not so great moments, but I mainly watched because I loved Allison Hannigan as an actress. I followed
She's
her
tight. She's cool.
I followed her on.
We're also
she's
not doing-
tight.
I don't know. We're also
Wow.
not. Shut the fuck up.
That's a '90s term. She's being a little nostalgic.
We're also
Tight.
not doing a podcast
Do you
about
have a
Met Your Mother, so.
Do you have a flute?
All right.
For those that don't get that, that is a reference to American Pie, in which she was one
I'm-
of the cast members.
That's where everybody learned what band camp was.
Yes,
Sometime.
and you literally saw it in one of the
Like, if the parents knew what was going on, they wouldn't let their kids go
American
to band
Pie
camp.
presents Band Camp, where Stifler gets his little brother gets punished and sent to band camp for the summer.
Yeah, that's a punishment in that universe.
Well, when you're Stifler, yeah.
While I haven't seen that, I get the gist. It's pretty easy to tell where it's going.
Be thankful that you have not. Anything past the actual main cast, when they do those little side movies, they're never usually that good.
They're just trying to get that money from us, and we give it to them at least once.
The only constant was Jim's dad.
He played that role perfectly.
Poor Jim's
Yeah,
dad.
he did.
I mean, I don't know that he can play anything else, but he can play that role perfectly.
My earliest memory of him as an actor, which you would have no idea, Kat.
Getting way off subject.
We're not there yet.
I know.
We're killing time for an ad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're just giving the audience filler right now.
I didn't realize.
But it's interesting.
That's what we were doing.
I can't remember what the actor's name is, but the guy that played Jim's dad. My earliest memory of him was in a movie from the 1980s with John Candy. It's called Armed and Dangerous. They played a couple of cops that went undercover.
Really?
Yeah. And
for one, I'm not familiar with that. So
my only recollection of that movie is John Candy in one of those old... was it Snoopy used to fly around and he used to have the scarf and have the goggles and that...
it's Eugene Levy, by the way.
Yeah, Eugene Levy. Snoopy. Red Baron, like a Red Baron get-up. John Candy dressed
Snoopy.
in a...
I thought you were I thought you forgot what Snoop Dogg's name was. I was picturing him in like his do-rag, and I'm like, what the f*** are you talking about? I thought you just had like a brain fart and couldn't remember.
No, actual Snoopy from
Okay, the
Peanuts.
dog. Yes, okay. I know both of those entities.
Snoopy, Woodstock.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And Eugene Levy was dressed up in S&M bondage gear, like from
Oh, wow.
maybe less hardcore BDSM, but more of
More just the fashion.
Judas Priest.
Maybe just the fashion side of it.
You know, that guy is hairier than Robin Williams.
And Robin Williams is hairy. Was R.I.P.
Yeah.
Rest in
God
peace.
rest your soul.
Love you.
Yeah. Out of the two, which of those two showed his penis in film?
That's great. Wait,
Are you
which
talking
one?
about Eugene Levy?
Eugene Levy or Robin Williams?
What?
I'm sorry, you lost me.
Wait,
I know Robin Williams had
Little useless.
scene
It's a little useless
in The
trivia.
Fisher King.
Yeah, really.
Yes, exactly right.
But, okay.
Robin Williams showed everything in The Fisher King.
I'm pretty
I did
sure.
not know that, and I
Yeah.
don't think I ever
I'm
need
pretty
to see
sure
that.
that we made mention of that in the
Did we?
Robin Williams episode. Yeah,
I don't
because
remember.
the only thing I remember about that movie is his dick flopping up and down.
No, I don't need to see this.
Yeah, his little prince in The Fisher
I
King.
don't. Okay, I don't want that image, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, it's hard to forget.
I don't. Oh dear, I don't want that.
It's hard to forget.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but not him. He was floppy.
Ava,
Okay. Anyway,
stop, Brad. Flopping his arm like an idiot. Stop it.
and that is how.
This is not a subject I thought we were going to get
And
to.
that
I
is
was
how
looking at my
podcast
music
gold is.
list.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good
And this
because
is-
Kat's getting me high with all these chemicals she's
And-
painting her
You're
nails
welcome.
with.
Yeah, and this is.
Hey,
this
I'm
is,
not complaining.
This
Thanks.
is how we become an award-winning podcast. It's not going to win a damn thing.
All right.
Look, this is the only time. Okay, for those. Oh man.
Oh, it's
for
affecting her too.
No. For anyone who's listening, I'm painting my nails while we're podcasting because I have a wedding shower to go to tomorrow, and this is the only time I could reasonably do it
Love you, Molly.
and like be able to know that they're dry before I have to do 10 other things. Them up. You don't even know.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Molly
it
getting
doesn't matter.
married
Yeah.
way after this podcast.
I'll meet you
comes out.
at some point in time.
She'll be
maybe.
married. She'll be married for a few weeks before this ever comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations already in the
Yes.
future.
She's getting married in 2 weeks.
It's the
which-
past us congratulating your future that's happening right now.
Wow. I think we just reached paradox, Doc Brown.
If there's ever an episode she listens to, it has to be this one, but also skip the Robin Williams penis stuff.
Oh no, she'd want to listen to that. You sure?
I don't want her
It's
to.
gold.
Yeah.
I'll
she's,
tell her the timestamp to go to.
She's not. She'd enjoy it. She'd find it interesting and funny.
It's what's not to like about dick and fart jokes.
That's right.
It has made Kevin Smith a millionaire.
Yeah.
You know, I do.
You know, they're going to make reference. Now, this is going to kind of date this episode. They actually,
wow.
I read today that they're having a reference to Kevin Smith in the Captain Marvel movie.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, congrats to him, but
Yeah,
the Marvel
yeah.
universe is getting a little too large for me.
Yeah.
So
The late
Okay, but
Stan
if you think
Lee.
about how many characters that are in the comics,
mean, I get
it's
it.
like, holy shit, there's so many.
and they're making money off of us. I mean, it's not that I blame them, but I've never been super into comics.
Yeah.
So
Well, and not to drag DC because they do amazing work, but at least Marvel is exploring their other characters while we're getting, and no offense to Batman or Joker, they're amazing characters, respect to all the actors that have played them, whatever the incarnation was, but like for fuck's sake, we're getting more Batman and Joker. Explore your other characters, DC.
it's because those characters are
I know
badass.
that's what's making them
They are
money, but
badass.
like
Batman's
more,
the best
there's already
comic
like,
book hero, and
I know, but it's like they're,
Joker's the best villain.
I know, but they're relying on
Yeah.
two characters out of lots, and it's just like, can you just maybe
To
give
me,
someone else?
to me, and I'm not their target audience, but to me, that's what I'd want to say. I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they
Spider-Man's
shouldn't
not
make
going to
that.
sell it for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying DC shouldn't make more Batman stuff, but it's also like that's all they're giving us is just more Batman and more Joker.
My main point was to reference,
Give us somebody else.
was to reference the late Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
He still has those cameos coming up in the films because he filmed a ton of them before he
Yeah, he's got a
passed.
few more. He had one in Spider-Man Into the Verse. Wait, is that? No?
Yes, into the
Wait, no.
Uverse. Into the Uverse.
No, Spider-Verse.
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 Yeah,
What's the full name of that movie? It won an award, and I love it.
cartoon Spider-Man.
Okay, it's like
No,
a
but
comic brought to life. and it's
his
really cool.
cameo is him riding on a
Not a cartoon; it's animation. Damn it!
God.
Stan sitting on a subway, and he's reading a script for Mallrats, since the movie takes place the exact year that Mallrats came out.
Oh,
1994.
that's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yeah, so he's on his way.
So there's going to be a reference to Mallrats.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
in Captain
Mallrats was like the
love
gateway
Mallrats.
movie.
I love Mallrats.
Because it started with Mallrats and then
Yeah.
backtracked into Clerks.
Yeah, and Jason Lee is coming back in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot,
I love Jason Lee.
which he's going to be playing Brody again, the character that he played in Mallrats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Okay,
he
Brody
owns his-
was the
He did
Chasing
that.
Amy.
He did the thing.
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
No.
It was a
Okay,
Mallrats.
Mallrats character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that gave the stinky
Banky.
palm to.
Banky, I think, was
Banky.
his character in Chasing
Yeah.
Amy. I think.
Yeah, in Mallrats, he gave the stinky palm to what's his name?
I don't know. Why are you looking at me?
In Guardians of the Galaxy, he played the guy with the fin,
I
the blue guy.
I love that actor, but for
Yeah. Anyway.
God help me, I can never remember
Yeah, I'm
his
bad with names
name.
tonight. Well, anyway.
I just watched a movie.
It's not
within
like
minutes.
we don't have Google at the tips of our
Yeah.
fingers. You
Yeah,
know,
just
so.
be like blue guy in with a fin in.
Guy with the fin.
Who the f- is that guy? Okay.
I think maybe we should just go ahead and continue with freestyling Kevin Smith here, since
Oh, let's talk about music.
I'm just kidding. But I'd love to do a Kevin Smith episode.
Oh, yeah.
I
Michael
think I
Rooker.
could- oh wait, Spider-Man
Rooker.
Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, sorry, that's
Oh.
the actual name.
It's Merle.
Yeah, Merle.
Merle.
Yeah.
But that's not his real
Yeah.
person.
It's Merle from Walking,
Walking
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah. I know I like him, but I can never remember his real name. I just know his
Yeah.
face.
Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He's been around since Henry, Portrait of Serial Killer.
Haven't
Where he
seen
played
that.
Henry Lee Lucas, the
I-
actual real serial killer.
I remember him from Cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nothing like Cliffhanger.
I think one of my favorite songs of the moment is going to be from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack.
But I can't believe we never got a sequel. I mean, it just left us
Cliffhanger.
hanging.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the worst
Left you
cliffhangers
hanging.
ever.
For I don't even know what you're talking about.
She's never seen it, but it's a great movie. Anyway, so I believe we've gone far enough that
Yeah,
we're going to
covered
do our
some-
first.
Yeah, because God knows we're going to get off track on this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Hey folks, Sir Bradley here to tell you guys just a little bit about Key Dry Cleaners. Just going to start off with a few questions that might actually lead you to our front door. Have you been kicking ass in the gym and now your favorite dress is too big? Have you been fishing in your church clothes? Ever been handed your 2-month-old nephew just after he's ate peas and been passed around like Courtney Love? Ever trusted your gut and decided to gamble with what you thought was a little bit of gas, only to be proven wrong? Well, if you've answered yes to any of these questions, you are in luck. All of these are easily fixable. Just take a quick trip to Key Dry Cleaners at 401 Happy Valley Road between 7 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Or if you'd like, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Any questions? We're just a phone call away at 270-651-2416. So remember, if you've had a nasty accident or a happy one, right, Bill? Have us help you get out of that sticky situation.
And we're back. How about that?
Did you miss us?
I miss me all the time.
All 12 of you listeners, I hope you missed us.
Hey, there's at least one more.
Yeah, at least in my head with the other additional voices, they should count as another one. All right, so tonight, again, like I mentioned earlier, you know what? I didn't even mention how to reach us. I'll do that at the end, though.
Well, yeah, at the end is fine.
Okay.
Reach around, whatever.
So we're talking music tonight, and specifically, just some great songs that we just love.
Some real bops that get us going.
Yeah. So I have a total of, I made 10 with 5 honorable mentions.
I want to cut you off.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I'm going to be a dick for just a second. But I really wanted
Just a second?
Just a second.
Just a tip.
God. 14 seconds. You happy?
All right.
I wanted to get these honorable mentions of mine out. I don't care. You opened a Coke, but...
Yeah, but it went right into the mic. That was great. I held it way over here.
ASMR Coke opening.
Yeah.
No, some of these honorable mention songs have kind of meant a lot to me, and I did want to go ahead and get them out there. All right, so I'm just going to kind of read them off. I'm not really going to go into them, but
go for it, man.
I got Men at Work with Down Under, Celine Dion with My Heart Will Go On, Backstreet Boys with I Want It That Way.
Oh, that was almost...
I'm really hoping that everybody has figured out that that's just full of shit. That's not...
I know.
I guess it turned out to be a bad joke, but...
No, because I knew exactly what you were doing. So I was hoping you would keep going so I could be like, well, yeah, that was on my... No, that didn't make... No.
Well, I only wrote down 3 because stuff that happened today, kind of kept me from getting into the list like I wanted to. So
that's okay. But that's life. Yeah, do you have any honorable mentions that you would like to mention?
Yeah, but I don't have to go now. I can do it whenever.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, you want to do it seriously now? Okay. Well, what the ever. All right.
Why not?
So, on my list, I didn't want to put any artist on there more than once to give, I guess, more...
Variety.
Yeah, more of a variety. And if I was doing my top 10 list, I'd have 10 Tom Petty songs. So, not exactly very diverse. But so first off, I got a Pearl Jam, and I'm kind of stuck between 2 songs, and that would be Daughter and Even Flow. So
both very outstanding songs.
Even Flow on Guitar Hero is actually what got me into Pearl Jam.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was Jeremy, but for all different reasons.
I remember Jeremy from my childhood, but I didn't know anything about Pearl Jam other than them and Nirvana didn't exactly have the best of a relationship back in the day.
No. Pearl Jam was the more happy grunge band.
Happy grunge.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but compared to Nirvana.
And a lot of ladies tended to like Eddie better. So
well, he was better looking, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty sure he looked like he took a shower every day.
Yeah, and he actually wore more flannel than most of the other grunge acts too.
That and Kurt Cobain was always shooting his mouth off. So
yeah.
Any Nirvana fans, it's just a joke. Sorry if it upsets you.
That's all right, man. That's all right. That was funny. That blew like a 12-gauge shotty.
Yeah. We're here all night, folks.
At least 1 hour more.
Yeah, rent's high.
I'm going back a little bit further on this one, but I got Turn the Page by Bob Seger.
Nice.
Oh, Bob Seger.
Whoa, she knows who Bob Seger
Bob
is.
Seger.
Wow, I am
I love Bob
impressed.
Seger.
Imagine my shock the day I found out that she liked Bob Seger, riding in my car on the way back from her parents' house. We left to go on a date, and you found the CD, or was it in the CD player?
I think it was just the radio.
It might have been the radio, and Bob Seger came on. It was Turn the Page.
Turn the Page. It seems to be a really big one. I did, however...
I think you were going to change it, and I was like, no, I love Bob Seger.
I did have a very hard time
I'm a radio
with
channel surfer.
the Bob Seger selection.
Library, yeah.
So, but...
Man.
I would love to see
I guess Turn the Page
before
just
it's too
won.
late.
At your work, I'm not going to say like where or when
Right.
or whatever, but at Matt's work Christmas thing last year, it was actually pretty cool. They had this band that I was worried it was going to be all like folk country, which is not my jam.
Yeah.
But then they were actually doing some like 70s, and like it was really cool. And then like towards the end, they started doing some Bob Seger. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, we were getting ready to leave, and
I mean, I didn't yell hell yeah into the crowd because that was like your company, but I was
the band
like,
it's a Nashville-based band called Vinyl Radio, and they do covers of a lot of old
they were
70s
really
and
good.
80s.
I have a...
Very good.
I have a band on here that got famous from being a cover band.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll get to
all
them later. They're actually on the top 10 list.
Nice.
Not
Nice.
not an honorable mention. So
Wow.
next, I also had a little bit of difficulty with this band too, selecting one song, but it's Matchbox 20,
Which song?
Unwell. I think I chose Unwell because it does have a little bit of a banjo in it, and that's something that my dad plays very, very well, I might add.
That's awesome.
But I guess just that little bit of connection there, I suppose.
I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
oh hell.
Didn't think of that.
And I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while, and maybe then you'll see a different side of me. I know that song. I love that song.
So
I wish I'd put it on the list.
This next one, there's probably a few people that, if enough people listen to it, would probably maybe fuss at me for not having it in my actual list, but it's No Rain by Blonde Melon.
No idea.
Well, I'm sorry, do you know this, Kat? Or are you not familiar with...
I mean, maybe I've heard this song in my life, but I have
It
no
is.
idea.
It is
what-
made famous by a music video in which
Yeah.
a heavyset girl is dancing around in a bumblebee costume,
I have no idea what.
dancing through a field of flowers.
I don't know
Well,
what you said. I don't know what you said. I
We
don't
will
know.
definitely educate you on this because
was-
it's too
no,
good
if I
for you
need-
not to be
okay.
educated on this.
I'm going to write that
particular-
down so we can be
No.
sure to off. No, it's really. I mean, seriously, it's
Okay.
a great song, and the video is neat.
Okay, but like out of context, me not knowing anything about that band or song, and you describing that video, I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it's the 90s.
It's amazing. 94, if I'm not
94,
mistaken.
yeah.
Maybe 95, but I think it was 94.
Came around about the same time Alice in Chains' Man in the Box came out.
Yeah.
Well, it was like late 2000s when I started listening to
Man, I should have put Alice in Chains.
more mature music.
Outside of Tom Petty and some of the other classic rock acts,
Mm-hmm.
90s rock music is my favorite genre. So
Yeah.
I've only got 6 other ones from the 90s on here. But do you want to add in some of your
Yeah,
honorable mentions?
I'll go
I'm
through my
not
honorable
done with my
mentions.
honorable mentions.
I'll
but-
start out with the one that may actually cause some people to roll their eyes.
I have one of those too.
Yeah. This one is one of those where you go, really? But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this song just because it gives me such fond memories. Going to the movie theater to see a certain movie back in the 90s with my late brother. It's one of the earliest movies I remember going to see with him. It's from the soundtrack to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh,
Brian
Bryan
Adams.
Adams, obviously.
Everything I do for you.
I'm not going to comment too much on Bryan Adams tonight.
Yeah,
but
Bryan Adams is an
that was my
acquired taste.
That was my first favorite song.
Was it?
Well, yeah, it was.
It's a great song. I hear it every day at work, and it just takes me back.
Well, I really enjoyed the hell out of the movie. I wore it out on VHS as a kid.
And it's got one of your favorite actors, late actor, played the sheriff of Nottingham.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, yes.
Yeah.
But how can we forget Mr. Kevin Costner? Yeah.
Well, in all fairness,
Christian
he probably
Slater.
is the most forgettable Robin Hood.
Christian Slater was in. Christian Slater was in the movie.
There's
Mary
no English
Elizabeth
accent,
Mascantonio,
so.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, the lineup was killer. But I do remember the mention in Robin Hood Men in Tights that unlike other Robin Hoods, I can actually speak with an English accent.
I love that movie.
So.
One of Mel Brooks' best. So that's number one. That came out in 1991. Number two. These are not in any particular order. by the way.
Now, is this your list or is this honorable mentions? Okay.
Honorable mentions. Number two. Came out in 1983 on an album called Holy Diver. Rainbow in the Dark by Dio. It's a great song.
Yeah.
You just, if anyone that ever mentions Rainbow in the Dark, you just listen to the synthesizer. I mean, it's not a synthesizer per se like you would get in a lot of 80s. This is a heavy metal song. And then it starts out with that big riff. Bum! And then just, oh man.
Actually, I didn't recognize it until I started trying to, play it in my head. Okay, yeah, I recognize it now.
When there's lightning.
That's not one that would come directly to mind for me, but
I'm a big fan of Dio. I thought he had one of in top 10. I think he is probably number 4, number 5 of the best heavy metal vocalists that ever lived.
I don't think that I would ever have changed the radio channel if I heard the song.
Yeah.
So I always stuck with it.
But I love it. I love Rainbow in the Dark by Dio. Number 3. This one I put this as an honorable mention because I go through stages with this band of loving and hating, but...
Oh, Creed.
No. I respect Creed because that's for a different podcast.
Well, yeah, okay, sure.
This song came out in 1975 on an album called Physical Graffiti.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that it's a very popular band.
Yes. Okay. And like I said, I've gone. It's a love-hate relationship with this song right here. I've got a newfound love for it because I finally heard a version of it that it knocked me back. That it was like back in 2010, 2012, where the lead singer and the lead guitarist came back together to form their own thing and go on tour as opposed to bringing the whole band back together. They couldn't call it the original band name. Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Kashmir.
Okay.
Made famous back in the late 90s by Puff Daddy, who sampled it and had Jimmy Page in the video and played the guitar in it as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I'm glad I didn't say what I thought it might have been.
What did you think it was?
Sound of Silence. And to be honest, now that I think about it, I don't know how that's not on my piece of paper here, but it's
Sound of Silence.
Is that the one they did a little bit of in Trolls?
Sound of Silence, yeah. Yeah.
Darkness,
yes, that's it.
Originally made famous by Simon and Garfunkel, then re-recorded by Disturbed.
Loved Simon and Garfunkel's version. I didn't realize how much I liked the song until I heard Disturbed do it.
The lyrics are they're dark and amazing.
But you sent me a version. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was like,
I recently posted that on Facebook, and I got some shit from some friends.
Oh,
I'm like, what?
Look, I get the same thing whenever I post Slipknot Snuff. I just love the song.
Slipknot. Oh,
yeah.
I thought you mispronounced stuff. Like
no, Slipknot the band. They wrote a song called Snuff.
Okay, I thought you meant just.
Yeah. Great song. Love you, Corey Taylor. Also, top 5 best vocalists of all time in all of heavy metal. Number 4.
I'm sorry, who?
Corey Taylor, lead singer of Slipknot and Stone Sour. Number 4. U2 came out with the song in 1987 from the Joshua Tree, With or Without You.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hell of a song.
It is.
Hell of a song.
Oh, yeah. I'll find myself driving down the road and I'll just start singing it. It's catchy. It's just, if it's on the radio, you'll never turn it off. It's great.
Am I getting this mixed up? But you two.
They did a song for Batman and Robin.
Oh Lord. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Is that a separate song, or am I just thinking of lyrics?
Song.
Okay.
And it's also off the same album.
I knew it was on that album.
So is Streets Have No Names and a few others. It's a great album.
Joshua Tree Project. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's great. And then I have one more. Now, bear with me. I woke up with a crick neck yesterday, and now it's just really stiff from where I've been rubbing on it, having a cat give me a neck massage to make it not hurt anymore. And it still hurts really stiff, but it's better. Anyway.
Of course, everybody can jump right in here and make a joke that you just got a Viagra stuck in your neck.
Anyway, this song...
Just got the stink eye from Cat.
This song came out in 1969 off an album called Let It Bleed. Now, it is made famous by a bunch of Vietnam films. Because anytime it would play, it would be like a montage of war, happening. Rolling Stones, Give Me Shelter.
Yeah. I think
mention.
Forrest Gump, in Vietnam. At first, what I was thinking was All Along the Watchtower.
Oh,
by,
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I love that song.
It's a Bob Dylan song, but I think Jimi Hendrix.
I tell you what, he knocked that out of the park. Yeah. But I tell you what, an equally great version of that was from the updated version of Battlestar Galactica. For those of us out there that are geeks, it's a great show, by the way. Not the original. I'm not talking about the original came out in the 70s. I'm talking about the one that came out in the early 2000s and made Tricia Helfer famous. And it was.
I think that may have gave some of the audience members a nerdgasm right there.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
But they came out with an instrumental version of All Along the Watchtower by their studio artist named Bear McCreary. If you have not heard it, it is amazing. Go listen to it. Go YouTube it. It's out there.
Hell, you're going to have to show me. I'm not familiar with it. So
I'm going to write that down. All Along Watchtower BSG. So when we go off mic, I'll play it for you, so we don't have to worry about copyright.
Sorry,
it's okay.
I'm just having a problem.
That's all right. That's all my honorable mentions. Kat, do you want to chime in with anything? I know you didn't make a list, but
I just got my music open.
Do you have any that you wouldn't keep on a list, but you love anyway?
Like I wouldn't want to hear it.
You wouldn't put it on a CD forever and ever, but if it's on the radio, you wouldn't change the station.
I don't know if they would listen to the radio, but
on Spotify or Pandora.
Well, I guess something that I guess something I don't have here or haven't searched for on Pandora. I guess I could just say Bob Seger greatest hits. All of them.
His whole catalog.
Man,
because I have the CDs, but I haven't
Probably my favorite Bob Seger song is not on his greatest hits, and it's Strut.
Oh, I love Strut.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I always keep forgetting that song because it's not on the Greatest Hits album.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's not on a lot of the compilation albums that he's come out or that the studio has put out for him. I've seen him play it live on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. It sounds so much better live.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm trying to think of what I guess if I think of it in terms of what would I want to listen to 20 times on a road trip. Well, I really like Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm. I respect her.
I would say.
Never heard of him.
Don't you disrespect Nicki Minaj.
Did you just assume?
I know the name. I don't know the music.
Did you just assume the gender?
I did. I guess I did. I guess I did.
I'm melting.
Nicki Minaj. She's a black female rap artist, but she also has really beautiful vocals. I think there's some softer songs she's done.
She does. She has a really good voice when when she decides to actually use it.
Yeah, I guess just looking at one of her albums that I got, it's her more recent one is Queen. I guess I've listened to Majesty 1,000 fucking times.
I think you and about 1 million other people have to.
I really like the I really like the song called LLC, and it may be weird to I don't know. I like the song Sir featuring Future. I don't know. But if I was making something to sort of entertain myself and keep myself like alert, I would want the songs that kind of like get me excited. I like when I'm able to like doing my makeup. Like I don't really listen to anything in the morning because like I sleep in probably a little too long than I should, and I need to get ready. But when I have time to like listen to music when I'm getting ready for bed or like on the weekends, I like stuff to kind of get me going. Like I bought my first Panic at the Disco album, their newest one.
And that band has been around quite a while.
Yeah.
10 years at least.
Yeah, they were. What was it? The emo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like one of their
their
anthem. Like just
they're
that
like
guy.
an emo band.
Yeah,
They were. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Still are kind of. They're not like Alison Krauss, who keeps changing their image every 6 months.
The first time I ever heard about emo, I'm like, what the hell kind of music is this? It was on for the soundtrack of Garden State. Zach Braff and Natalie Portman.
In it. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the music, I liked a lot of the music in that, but I'd never heard of any of the bands. I think The Fray and Frou Frou, or yeah. I mean, I don't know these bands.
The Fray was one of the bigger ones that was on that soundtrack. Now, Zach Braff, babe, if you're not, can't remember who that is, he starred in Scrubs.
I know who that is.
Okay, he was like, I don't know who that, but yeah, Zach Braff,
Jewish guy, big nose.
I really like.
Was a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A song that kind of.
JD, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Zach Braff.
Yeah. And Donald Faison.
We're not talking about Scrubs.
We will
Later. Okay.
a
song. You asked me about songs, and now you're interrupting me. God.
I'm sorry. Go
How did
ahead.
we get on Scrubs? I don't even know what led there.
Garden State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emo. Kevin Bacon.
I watched that movie like 7 times before I figured out it was a chick flick.
Oh, it's a good movie though.
Oh, chick flicks for anyone, I guess. Okay. Anyways, shut up. Gosh.
I didn't say anything.
I know he's whispering into the mic passive aggressively. It's gonna annoy me.
Hang on. We need to get me a referee shirt.
Okay, I really, I guess the song I would put like on a playlist album, top 10, top 12, would be, you'll laugh at the name, it's Hello Bitches by CL. Oh my god, she's a K-pop artist, but this song is mostly in English, but she's one of those that,
Hello, bitches.
yeah, as she's gotten away from like her original group and done her own stuff, she's like, I'm probably gonna mispronounce this, but Hanya,
And then
I don't expect either of you to know, but she's similar to CL, where now she's doing her own thing, and they're both like their songs, they're like dance songs, just make me want to just like. What are you?
I'm dying laughing from him taking a drink at the same time as you said, "Hello, bitches."
You're gonna laugh. Yes, I did.
If I had seen you were like drinking, I wouldn't have endangered your life like that. But
That's why you're still laughing.
Oh, I was dying inside.
You couldn't actively laugh about it because you were.
I was trying to be respectful to Cat's talk, to Cat's time.
oh man. Let's see.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna mention someone I know you guys probably have no idea who she is.
Now, is this a part of your list or just another honorable mention?
Oh wait, is that what I'm doing? What am I doing?
I don't know.
I think she's just kind of naming a few that
Just
she
naming
kind of
songs
likes.
I really love. I
Cool.
don't make a list. I'm looking at my music right
That
now.
sounds good. Okay, I was just trying to. I was just trying to direct the audience into exactly where we were at with you. If it was just
I don't.
But so now I know.
don't know if I don't really have anything
The more you know.
deep and inspirational that like
The more you know.
definitely don't have anything from the 80s or 70s that I. But okay.
Bob
She's
Seger's from 70s.
well. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Seger, just Bob Seger. But Gabby Hanna, one of her best songs so far, honestly, and then
YouTuber.
honestly, Encore. She's coming out with an album sometime this year, I think. And like her vocals are getting better and better, like each time. But I would say those two songs, especially, I bought both of the songs. And then I made like a miniature playlist of just those songs because the way the music video is, it's Honestly, and then Honestly Encore. And so I made like a miniature playlist of just those two songs so I can listen to them, on repeat, like one after the other. And I really, really dig that song.
Cool.
Both of them are actually on both of them are on a longer playlist, which I was listening to today. And it's funny because the Encore played first, and then right after was Honestly, which is the opposite how I usually listen to them. I was like, well, that's funny. What your phone like auto generates when you put. I had it on shuffle. Let's see.
I was gonna say, do you want to hold off on a few there?
I've only messed with like 3.
Oh, well, Bob Seger counted. It's
okay, yeah, but I didn't talk about them for 10 minutes.
That's okay. Then keep going.
What are you? Okay. Well, you guys gave like history and like album names and like named movies that the songs were from.
Well, I think it's probably just because we're more of a similar taste, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah. Okay.
No, that's fine.
I mean, like I said, I've never heard of. I didn't know that Nicki, whatever you said.
No,
yeah, I've never heard of him, so I didn't.
I was just going to say, do we want to...
And she's beautiful and talented.
I was just going to say...
I've heard the name, that's it.
Do we want to pause for half a second to do another ad, and then we're done with that, and we can just keep going?
Okay.
Okay, that's all I was saying. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. We've got some more songs by Kat, and then we're going to our... the deep part of our mine is Sir Bradley's list.
I guess so.
Well, to be honest, I got like 5 more honorables, so
that's cool.
I feel like we could just keep naming songs that we really enjoy, but
yeah, that's okay.
Anyways.
All right, we'll be right back.
What is up, my peeps? Sir Bradley here to talk to you about another awesome business here in Glassville. Or Glasgow for you squares out there. That's right. I'm talking about Vanity Salon at 403 Happy Valley Road. And for you young ladies, not quite sure why you're listening to this podcast, but come let us beautify to get you glorified. You might be interested in our colors and our formal styles for those special occasions or just to drive your man wild. Are you a dude that's dying to live in the past? Relive those good old days. We can do those frosted tips that the ladies used to like for those 6 months. Or just cover up all that gray you got going on now. Or how about the ladies that are in our advanced beauty bracket? We can do those facials. Just don't really want one from me. Let's leave that to the experts. But they're going to be here 7 a.m. to their last appointment, Wednesday through Saturday. Got questions? Or just want to get yourself booked with one of our experts of beauty? Give us a call at 270-629-4779. And let us put the vein in your vanity.
And we're back.
Yarp.
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 I'm sorry. Well, I've recently watched Hot Fuzzes.
Yarn.
Yarp.
Kat's been crocheting a lot lately, so...
That was random to bring up, but it's true.
Well, he made the sound, and then I made a sound, and it's the only sound that I've been doing lately is yarn, because I think the word yarn's funny.
Yeah, I know. You've been doing it since I've been crocheting. I made a whole ass blanket, and it's amazing.
Did you hear that? As soon as I said that, did you hear what that noise was? That was the sound of us losing subscribers. I'm sorry,
This
people.
is not a crocheting podcast. But I made a blanket, just so everyone knows. I made a
I'm
whole
going
ass
to have to do a
blanket.
nude photo shoot. Bring the listeners back.
No, here's what you do.
That's going to scare the rest of them off.
No, here's what you do. You just do a close-up of Bruce Lee's nipple and post it as yours.
What do we do? Okay. What do we do? Where is this
I had to
going?
turn around and look.
I had to look at the nipple to make sure it was okay. Okay.
All right. Anyway, so we're back, and
Apparently.
yeah, I don't know if we're actually
In some aspects.
I don't know where you guys are, but I want to talk about more music.
we're in a special place.
Yeah, you're talking about Bruce Lee's nipple. I want to talk about music I like.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's continue. Kat's got some more music. Brad's got some honorable mentions, and then the heart of his list, and then I have my top 10. So
I feel like that's going to take up the rest of the time, and I'll just be over here finishing my nails. What?
Are you saying I'm long-winded?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it works for podcasting.
Yeah.
I am not ashamed.
Well, he knows.
Not untrue.
Yeah, I have listened to the playbacks. I know I
Not
talk
untrue.
a ton.
Anyways,
Anyway.
Okay.
Continue, please.
I guess I'm just literally just clicking on my music, but a song I really enjoy. They're not a group anymore. This is actually where one of the singers I mentioned earlier, Hanya, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, but the K-pop group 4 Minutes, one of their songs called Crazy, like it just, the music video is so amazing and the song just gets me like so excited and I love it and I'm like, I just love listening to it. But really, like, I'll listen to any of their songs, but some of them, you put it on repeat or you're like, wait, I will listen to it again before you go to the next one, or, it's just one of those that I really like. Let's see. Oh, man. I just say.
So these are what is considered K-pop?
They are K-pop. They are Korean.
Okay. Korean.
From Korea, singing in
So
Korean.
what they call Japan J-pop?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And China is C-pop.
The more you know.
Yeah. I mean, there are other, like, genre. It's not just pop music from the Asian countries. That's just, like, what is filtering into other places, like America, is, like, what we're enjoying the most. But even within, a single album, it'll be, like, listed as K-pop, but there may be a song that's a little more rock or a little more, like, slow and, like, something. There's... Like, if you do digging on YouTube and stuff, you can actually find, I don't know how popular it is with anyone, but there is, like, Asians, I think this was when I was more into J-pop, there's country music. Like, you think country music and you're like, oh, America, but we're not the only ones that do it.
Those like country.
Oh, gosh.
Country, that sounds weird, don't say country.
I cannot even possibly imagine that.
It was very odd and definitely not
Japanese country.
my taste.
Wow.
There's a tier
Their
in
version
my
of it,
sake.
anyways.
I just can't imagine it.
It's
I mean, it
very well, at least okay.
might be good. I just can't imagine it.
Here's
I can't
again,
speak
call
for-
someone who cares.
I can't speak for every artist, every video, every year of like Koreans or Japanese people or Chinese people doing country music, but the couple of videos I watched that was like country, because I was like, what the hell? They did country, was very kind of stereotypical, like lots of plaid and their like K and cowboy hats.
Instead of the dance, it would be the early morning exercise.
No, I think they were still like choreography. Like it was done well, but it was just very odd. Like my brain was like, what? But
I
anyways,
actually have a country music song on my list.
holy shit.
I considered one.
Let's see. I don't have any.
And I won't mention it because I would imagine it's
Okay. I guess
probably
I
the
can
same
just.
artist.
Can I just say, probably all of the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack, like all 3 movies, but it. And
Who would have thunk? You know?
holy crap! No way.
Anybody that knows anything about
And
her.
let's see, Imagine Dragons.
I like Imagine Dragons.
I really love them.
I like that one song. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called.
I actually
but
have 3 or 4 that are pretty,
Is it-
pretty good.
Radio.
I don't know.
Radioactive.
yeah, I think
Is
that's
that
it.
the-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the song how I like got introduced to them, but excuse me. Okay, the thing with Imagine Dragons, I really like their sound, but okay, this is a very, very specific reason that I like them. It's some of their songs sort of remind me of like Hiccup or like How to Train Your Dragon, so I'm like, I don't know, it's hard to explain without sounding like a crazy person. But I just like think about that when I'm listening to their songs.
Yeah.
And if I'm like writing fan fiction or something for them, I might listen to those to give me inspiration.
Hear that, everybody? She's a writer. She writes fan fiction. And honestly, her writing is quite enjoyable.
Yeah, it's getting better. And there's well, I'm not going to get into things that I've actually put out into the world, but there's a couple I should edit. But anyways, this is not a fan fiction podcast. Let's see.
There are plenty of those types of podcasts.
There probably is. I really love Ariana Grande. I think she just beautiful. Like, she's beautiful, and her.
I think Stevie Wonder can see that.
Yeah. Love you, Stevie.
Yeah, she's good looking. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't she lovely?
But her like.
Oh, she's got a hell of a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just getting like better and better. Like she's beautiful, and her voice is
I think
beautiful.
she had a growth spurt too.
Yeah. Have you? Okay,
She's
this
so tiny.
is a side note, but have you seen?
She's Ariana Tiny as opposed to Ariana Grande.
Well,
anyways,
I think she recently straightened up her relationship.
Yeah, she sent her ex-boyfriend over to Kate Beckinsale. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Anyways.
Was it Pete Davidson?
Yeah, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
What was I going to say about
Bit
her?
of a controversial figure
just
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, something funny about her, just as a person, like if you were like watching interviews with her and stuff, she can do, she likes to do impersonations of like people and stuff, and she's actually really good, and it's funny, and you should look it up if you want to laugh. I feel like I'm not doing a good job at naming songs, but I'm like,
It's okay.
oh man,
You're doing fine.
I'm just naming people. I'm not really naming songs. I guess
That's okay. That's what you want to do. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's just name some more K-pop. So, even though they're not an actual group anymore, I do like 4 Minutes. I love Girls' Generation, Hanya. Someone I recently came across. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say her name. Well, the links I can put a link to one of her songs or something.
How have you not mentioned BTS?
I did.
Oh yeah.
I was like, can I just say all of BTS? But also, there are some songs that I do like listen to like 10 times in a row when I'm in the mood. Like their song "Fire," just oh my gosh, it just gets my blood pumping again.
For those that don't know, they are the epitome of K-pop boy band over there.
Hell yeah!
Like Backstreet Boys in their heyday, when girls would literally pass out,
like
being in the same venue. Yeah,
and they're not, and their company isn't even. Or their label, I guess, isn't even one of the bigger ones. Like, it was a smaller one, and they just, like, exploded. Wow. I don't think this is her name, but there's a song called Paradise Lost, and it's, I'll just go through a spurt of, like, okay, what's, okay, what am I trying to say? I'll be watching music videos for K-pop because they're just amazing. The dancing, the lights, the scenery, it's really cool, and that's how I'll discover like new people, And I need to buy more of her songs, so she's really good. But this song "Paradise Lost" by Gain, Gain.
that's how I would think it would be pronounced.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's like. I'm not sure that's not like her birth name. That might just be like her singer name. But there's also, I guess I'll just spell it. This might just be the name of the album this is from. It's HAWWAH.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't want to.
I don't know.
Anyways, she's really cool, and she's kind of cool because she's a little like nothing against like the I guess preferred skinnier look of like K-pop's like female stars. But she's got like she's just a little bit thicker, like, and she's beautiful, and I really like her song. And the video for this, the video for this song is really, really cool. Let's see. I don't think I can mention that one without you guys losing it for 10 minutes. I really like Red Velvet's. Blackpink. Oh, I love them. They're amazing. You guys have no idea.
No.
You should look them up because their songs are really good and they're beautiful.
I remember Bob Seger.
Okay, all you need to know is their voices are lovely, the music videos are awesome, and they're very beautiful. So,
but see, that's the great thing about this podcast is we have different perspectives.
A lot of Asian
things,
people are. Yeah, they tend to be a good-looking
At least
race.
the ones that become famous, I guess.
They're beautiful, flawless.
Okay, I guess I can mention. I bought the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack because I just really love the music from it. I was like, oh, I love this music. It's so good. I really like the
great variety of different artists on there.
Yeah. Although it's funny, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but a lot of them sounds like how I kind of imagine the main character Miles. Like if he was to sing and rap, that's like in my head. That's kind of I picture him singing. Is that silly? Because I don't know what some of these people look like, so I'm just picturing the main character. But I'm like, I think this is what he would sound like if he was singing. But the first song on the list, "What's Up Danger," it makes me feel excited, and I want to listen to it 10 times. So I'd probably put this on a playlist. And I like the song "Start a Riot." It's just like gets your blood pumping, and it makes me sound like I don't listen to any like soft, like nice songs, which I do. But it's like if I'm trying to like, get ready, I don't want to feel like too like calm and relaxed. I want to like kind of get going. It's like caffeine for my brain. Is like the kind of songs I like to listen to when I'm trying to get ready for something,
Mm-hmm. I apologize to everybody. I keep clearing my throat because for some reason something's trying to attack me.
I'm gonna take another drink of Coke, but don't.
I will.
But don't choke on it this time.
I won't.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. I guess. I really like the. Let's see. Oh, I guess this is a softer song I could mention. It's actually I probably heard it before this movie, but from the movie Crazy Rich Asians, the song when there's two characters that get married, and the song Can't Help Falling in Love, of course they have their own.
Yeah, they remade it for that movie.
Yeah. So
originally done by Elvis.
Yeah, I bought.
Okay.
I bought the version from the soundtrack. I'll probably buy the whole soundtrack later, and then I've bought another version by someone named Haley Reinhart. Reinhart.
Yeah.
Because the sample sounded really nice, so I bought both versions. And that's like a softer song. Like I wouldn't listen to it to get excited about anything, but like, if I was trying to like chill out or whatever, I might listen to it. There's probably so many songs that I did listen to growing up that I would probably still enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I listened to like Raven Simone, Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like lots because you guys were mentioning some stuff from like the 90s because you guys were like
70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah.
Well, I mean, none of us were alive in the 70s, but
yeah.
But
I'm too far behind.
82 people, 82.
But like in the 90s, I wasn't old enough to listen to like the more mature singers and artists from then. I was a child of the 90s. I was a teenager of the 2000s. I literally listened to like Christian music and whatever my mom had a CD of, which is how I got to know Bob Seger and like Shania Twain and all them.
Thank you, Kat's mom, for introducing her to an artist with class.
Yeah. Yeah. She always tried to have. We had I don't know. I think it was like a car. It definitely wasn't like a truck or anything, but we actually had a 6 CD player installed like in the trunk. Do you guys remember?
Oh yeah, I remember
those.
Yeah.
So like you had to like load it before, but then you had 6 CDs to choose from.
Yeah.
I could load them in the trunk.
Yeah, we would listen to the same ones for like a couple weeks, and then we'd switch a couple out and be like, okay, like you pick or I pick, which was really cool. And then we'd couple of vehicles would.
It took 20 minutes to change one disc 1 to disc 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never. Yeah.
You could hear it from the trunk.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, whichever vehicle it was didn't come with it. We had it installed.
Yeah. Those electronics stores were making bank on the installations.
Mm-hmm. And also, I was homeschooled, so we would travel
a lot,
probably more than your average kid. So we didn't want to have to keep changing it in the fronts and distracted driving, whatever. But then I think it was the Prius my mom used to have held at least 4 CDs, maybe 5. So, and by then I was like old enough to I was like choosing some songs, and we would go to Best Buy.
Yeah.
And, I would pick some and whatever. She's actually the one, I think, when I started getting into Lady Gaga, my mom is the one that actually bought like her first or her second album. I was like, Mom? Yeah. And now it's cool. My mom listens to a bunch of the same stuff I do now. Like they have Sirius in their truck, and their what kind of vehicle does my mom? It's like an SUV
I
type.
don't remember now.
Something really cool and beautiful SUV type vehicle. But they got Sirius, and like I'm like, oh, my mom's listening to like cool stuff that I like now.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I should have like made an actual playlist. But I guess I kind of get just kind of what my taste is. But I'm getting the signal to shut the fuck up. So because unlike me, these two motherfuckers actually have like actual lists, and I guess I'll let them talk for the next half hour about their loves from the 80s and 70s. And I'm going to finish painting my nails.
Okay. Feel free to chime in at any time, though.
I probably won't know anything you're talking about.
Yeah, you might know a few.
Maybe.
I'd have a hard time believing that you wouldn't know the majority of these.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just...
You were in an 80s rock musical, so...
Well, okay, yeah, but
Anyway.
Just talk about your...
She just waved us off.
You guys made lists. You know the names of the albums and the years they came out. And
She not from research. That's just by memory.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Would you like to give the rest of your honorable mentions?
Yeah, the rest of my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
An hour into it.
Shut up.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's all right.
Okay, let me just say one more thing. Like, I could do better at
Sorry, I was trying to
again.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I guess one of the reasons I guess I didn't really make a list of music is because, like, growing up, if anyone was ever like, oh, like, what's your top 5, top 10 songs, or like if there was ever like a quiz or something, or in conversation at a sleepover, some whatever, like, oh, make a list of songs, and I'm like, I can't. I don't know. Like, I like too many by too many different people, too many from one person.
Yeah.
I
That's okay.
when it comes to music, like, I don't know how to make a list.
I've mentioned this on the past...
I can make a playlist for different moods, but I can't make a list.
I've mentioned this on the past couple of podcasts. I'm too anal to not make a list.
For music, because I like too much stuff for so many different reasons.
Yeah,
some of them don't make
fine.
sense to anyone else but me, and it's hard. So I'm sorry if I just prattled on about nothing. Not any more than these two guys, at least.
No, you're fine.
But
You're fine.
I mean, anyways, but that's like...
Yes, your honorable mentions, Brad.
I'm gonna wait just a second.
I was just explaining why I didn't really make a list, because I don't know how to.
That's okay.
Like, honestly, I can't.
That's all right.
I can make a list of artists, but when it comes to individual songs, I just...
No, that's fine.
I can't. I just don't know how.
That's fine.
Anyways, so I'm going to paint my nails with glitter, and then you guys can talk. What?
I'm just waiting.
You can talk anytime. I was just like, I
He's
just want
just
people
giving
to
you
know I'm
crap.
not...
He's just giving you crap.
I just don't want them to think I'm lazy or incompetent when it comes to making a
not at
list.
all.
Not you guys, the people listening, because most of them will probably
Well, you know
never
what?
even see face to face.
You know what?
Okay, but we don't unsubscribe. Stay. I'm just saying, for people I'll probably never even meet.
Welcome if you can't take a right?
That's right. Thank you, Robin.
There's probably lots of things I could make a list for. It's just music, I just can't.
That's okay. All right, so we've got some honorable mentions left for Sir Bradley.
Okay, one of you go.
Still waiting, just to make sure. Okay.
He's just giving you crap.
I know.
That's what I do.
I'll look up some facts if you want me to.
Going back to 90s, a band that was very popular back in their day was Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh,
And,
they have a whole library of songs too.
Yeah, they
I've heard
do.
their name, but I couldn't name a song.
Could have went with several, but I went with Tonight.
I learned to play that long time ago. Self-taught.
Why does that sound familiar?
Smashing Pumpkins Tonight's because of one of their hugest hits.
Oh, well, we can just make a
From
note
their,
and show you later.
Yeah.
From their Melancholy album.
Melancholy.
Yeah.
I probably heard it in a movie or something.
That's a great song, man.
Sounds familiar.
Actually, I have 4 left of honorable mentions, and 3 of them come from the 90s. So, but this next one is it's very different from the ones that you and I have mentioned so far. But that's I got Hootie and the Blowfish, and I have Let Her Cry. I think that was an incredible album. I think it was
Cracked Rearview.
Cracked Rearview.
Yeah. Long resin, man, I tell you.
94, 95. I remember listening.
93.
93?
My brother was a
Okay.
sophomore in college when that album came out.
I remember being listening to that album on the back of the bus during my 6th grade year. Also, what I listened to at the back of the bus on my 6th grade year was a band called Green Day. However, the song itself is not a 90s song. It's probably a mid-2000s Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yeah. Which they got into a lot of controversy with Oasis.
I like all versions of that song.
Yeah.
So
how dare you sample a song and make a bigger hit?
Yeah,
then
it
don't
was.
sell it as a sample.
It's
It's a great song, though. It really is.
I like that song. Any version of it that's out there, I like it.
By the way, Hootie and the Blowfish, for those that don't know, they are reuniting for a new album and tour.
Woo-hoo.
Booyah, Bong Resin.
Yeah. Darius Rucker is not Hootie.
No, Darius Rucker is a Grammy Award-winning singer for multiple genres of music.
Also, just a side note, so he said it was a sample. They took a sample of a song.
Yeah, they sampled it to get the same tune, and then they put their own
I mean,
lyrics.
it wasn't just Oasis. I mean, it was
There's a lot of songs.
Aerosmith, Dream On.
Yeah.
Was in there as well.
Well, something similar. Well, I guess American artists do this too, but I was just again like exploring K-pop world and on YouTube, and I learned that if a song is like a few years old, or it's not a group's like really popular song and it's kind of like fading, they'll sell it to another group, like a more recent group, and they mostly keep the lyrics like the same, but they can totally like remake the tune and everything. So
yeah, and they'll get a percentage of the
so like if
whatever
there's
they
a
make
song
off of
that's
it,
like 8 years old that's kind of like slower and more romantic, they could sell it to a more recent group and they can make it like a bop. Like
a lot of upstart bands. I say upstart, I don't mean that in any derogatory way. Ones that haven't made it huge, that's how they get on the map, is they'll buy rights to remake a song, and then they hope that they can, and for lack of a better term, ride the coattails of the artist to get their name out there.
which seems to work, because some of the groups I enjoy have at least one song that I learned is like a few years old and had like a different tone to it, which like I don't really mind.
I am a fountain of useless knowledge.
Well, it's not totally useless. I mean, music.
So that was so what else you got over there?
Mr. Jones by Counting Crows.
That almost made my list.
That almost made your list.
Scared me when you slammed your hand down.
Sorry, I heard that song today too.
I cannot hear that song without dancing a little, just from the waist up.
Jones and me.
I like songs that make me want to dance.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great song.
And lastly, I have for Three Doors Down, I have When I'm Gone.
When I'm Gone? Oh. If I chose Three Doors Down, it would either be that or Landing in London.
I'm not familiar with that.
Landing in London? Oh, it's a great song.
Unless I know the song and I'm just not getting the title right or something, but
Maybe.
but the more you know.
Oh, every song that's been mentioned, of course, you're going to get some detractors that say, no, those suck. But honestly, there's probably more people that like all these songs we've listed and will continue listing, including what Kat has mentioned too with hers. There's a vast majority that would just say, I love them. So we're going to reach a lot of people with this.
I'm definitely making my friend Joanna listen to at least this one, so she can be proud that I
Or at least
mentioned
reach
BTS.
around.
My top 10 is in order.
Wow.
So I would actually...
I could not do that.
I do have mine in order.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm going to start at the one at that number 10, which of course means that it was almost made the honorable mention, but it just edged it out, so it made the actual cut. So,
How you want to do this? You want to alternate?
yeah, sure.
Well, I have 12. So.
Yeah, 12. How about you go ahead and list your first two, and then we'll just go back and forth.
All right, sure. For the last one on the list, I had a hard time not at least putting a kind of a one-hit wonder on here. Mm-hmm. And actually, I figured out today by doing this list, they're not really a one-hit wonder. They're kind of like a two-hit, but
At least two.
But it's Mr. Mister with Broken Wings.
Oh, that video was creepy, man.
Yeah.
But it was all pencil-drawn animation. And
No,
I'm thinking of a different one. This is the guy that rode around.
You're thinking of Take On Me.
Yeah, Aha's Take On Me. Mr. He rode around in a convertible.
Yeah.
And it was
There was some black and white in there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was totally black and white, I don't believe.
No, not the whole thing, yeah. Sorry, I got the two songs mixed up.
Dare you.
It happens in the bong. Things get mixed up.
And toward the bottom of my list, I did kind of get like, how do I order these or put these in order? But I have Shine by Collective Soul.
That's a great song.
That particular genre of music just...
It reaches.
And I didn't really become necessarily a fan of this stuff until after this stuff was out of the spotlight. So.
It happens like that. That's how a lot of mine was. Looking back on some of mine, like in the 70s, of course, because I wasn't around then.
No. I like how you both went, yeah. Like you were like, had a tasting and like ate something delicious.
Yeah, it's because it's delicious.
What makes me feel great about this is when my son gets in the car with me, he wants to listen to... Collective Soul.
Isn't that amazing?
Tom Petty,
I would let...
Several different things, but...
Our first nephew, when there wasn't, no siblings to, like, grab stuff from him.
I'll edit his name out, by the way.
Oh, sorry. But I would play some of my K-pop on, like, headphones for him because I knew there wasn't, like... Even if they said, like, a curse word, wouldn't be in English. So, like,
subterfuge cursing.
I don't think it's going to pick up on that.
No. I know. Well, yeah. Well, you'd be surprised. But
did he say
Oh, my God.
I like how she laughed and then it struck her.
I don't know if that was bad or not. I'm sorry, question mark? Anyways, I'll let you go on.
All right, so now I'm at 10.
You're at 10? I'm at 10.
Right.
Do you want me to go with my number 10 or you want to go with yours?
I'll tell you what, I'll go.
Yeah.
Number 10, it was released in 1989 during a time when...
Better not be my number 1.
No, I guarantee it's not. I would put everything that I have that this is not. This is during a time when a band took a huge slump in popularity and it was waning, and they didn't start picking back up till the late 90s. I'll give you a hint. They're on a farewell tour now. By a band.
Fleetwood Mac?
No. It was off an album called Hot in the Shade by a band called Kiss.
Okay.
Hide Your Heart. That was one of the better songs that they made out of makeup. They tried sticking to more traditional 80s hair metal genre, but this one was a little... It was mainly that, but they were trying to put a more serious tone in their music before they went to Revenge, which was released in 1992, which was a pretty heavy album for them. Bong Risen.
I'm probably in the minority in that I'm not at all a Kiss fan whatsoever. I felt it was more of a...
novelty act, almost.
Yeah. Salesman. Yeah. Merchandise.
Well, it really was. Now, back in this time period, they weren't really doing that. They cared more about getting with girls, and it reflected in their music with songs like "Let's Put the X in Sex," what is it? "Take It Off," which both are actually
showing
really
a real artistic side.
Yeah, every bit of it. So that's my number 10.
Oh, okay.
Hide Your Heart by Kiss, 1989 from Hot in the Shade.
And I know I'm in a minority when it comes to Kiss.
Well,
I don't understand why I don't see more people with my opinion, but
they are a spectacle. If you see them in concert, they put on their full regalia. It's an amazing show. And Paul Stanley's a nice guy, and thought Cat was gorgeous when we met him in Bowling Green.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Hey, good looking.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
That's what he said. He
yeah.
said, hey,
I don't think I said anything because I was just like.
Starstruck. Didn't even really know him, but starstruck because she knew he was a huge deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And here he is in this random ass library, just handing out his books. I'm like, I mean, you had to buy the book, but
gave me that look like,
Hell yes.
Nice
son.
pull, dude.
Love
you, Paul.
I did try to be a little more rocker chic.
Swinging a little bit above your weight there, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. I
think I wore red lipstick that day.
I was Tim Tebowing it. I was playing in the majors when I should stay in the minors.
That's a compliment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Your goal, just baby.
Tebow's actually possibly going to make it in the majors this year.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
He needs to stay in the minors. He's doing some good.
Follow your dreams, Tebow.
What's your number 10?
My number 10 is from a band that gets heavily overlooked from the same genre, but that would be The Dolphins Cry by Live.
Yeah, I love Live. Lightning Crashes is great, but
spit something against the wall, you're going to get something good with them. So,
they don't have a bad song.
No. No.
And now that they do share similar sounds, which if you put in any Creed album, then there you go. But Live is a great band. I wish they had a better name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Live? Is it Live? Is it if
you're Ron Goldman, it's Live.
Yeah. If you're just looking at this, how are you going to pronounce it?
Yeah.
Hey, who's Liv? Yeah, I don't know who Liv is. I know who Live is. But
that's a great song though. That's a really good song.
Well, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be on my list. So
my number 9 came out in 1970, and it was actually remade by one of the great bands of the grunge era, Unplugged. And it was actually just a direct remake of the song, like a direct cover of it with just a slight variation.
Is this Pearl Jam?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Nirvana actually did this
Nirvana
song.
on the cover?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And the original artist said, I can't believe he likes my stuff. David Bowie, the man who sold the world.
David Bowie, wow.
Yeah. Do you remember Nirvana doing The Man Who Sold the World?
No, I don't.
I'll play it after the mic goes off, but it's so good. The original was great. I'm writing it down so that off mic we get to listen to music and nuggets.
I'll get copyright.
What I thought that you were going to say is I don't know the song name. I feel bad for not knowing it, but it's the Pearl Jam song, Where Oh Where Can My Baby Be?
Oh where can my baby be?
That's exactly it, yeah.
Lord took her away from me. I know that song.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to say. I didn't know anything about the original whatsoever. Yeah, and it was a very big surprise for David Bowie when he heard about Kurt Cobain loves his music. He said, I can't believe he likes my stuff, because that was written during the heyday of Ziggy Stardust. That was back then. Ziggy Stardust was a big deal because that was the first androgynous version of David Bowie, the late great David Bowie. That's my number 9. That's your number 9. My number 9, I think, is it's really, I think, maybe the last of the possibilities of sharing your list. It may or may not, but
maybe not. I don't know.
It's a beautiful little British song called Wonderwall by Oasis.
That's a great song.
I think if you play a guitar, you know how to play that song.
If you turn on almost any 80s drama-filled teen type of movie, Wonderwall was probably in it. Cruel Intentions, which was
I think the album was released in 95, but
yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't research this stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it.
What's the Story? Morning Glory, great album.
Oh, it's a great
several different songs on there. I could have mentioned.
Oasis is a very talented band. It's a very toxic band.
Yeah.
Sibling rivalry, or more like sibling try to kill each other rivalry.
Yeah.
But
Gallagher Brothers, wish you get your shit together, because I'd love to hear you.
Yeah.
So
that's a great song.
But I do believe that's probably my last as far as what we might possibly share.
Possibly, but you never know. Number 8 on mine came out in 1967 off an album called Strange Days.
67.
Yeah, 1967. Yeah. And it was also came out on a film back in 89? 89, 92? I'm getting the two dates mixed up. By a movie that starred Kiefer Sutherland, The Lost Boys. The Doors, People Are Strange.
I swear. I go and say that. It's still not on my list, though. But
I admire Jim Morrison. He's not a songwriter. He is not a songwriter. I don't care what anybody says. He's not a songwriter.
I agree with you.
He's a poet. He wrote poetry, and his band put music to it. But, that being said,
I think they're a lot easier on it than I would be, but yeah.
I absolutely love that song. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look, what was it? Faces, oh my God, I'm getting two verses mixed up. I can't remember. I don't want
Bong resin's not working for you.
No, it's because it's getting late. But I don't have enough caffeine in my system. But that's my number 8, The Doors, People Are Strange. Such a good song.
Okay, my list is not getting a lot of diversity. Not yet, anyway.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not yet, anyway. I do have a tendency of liking the acoustic rock.
I do too.
Which my next band, they were I don't know if they were introduced, but I know they were in a movie, or their song was in a movie, in the horror genre. But they had a song in the Freddy Krueger. I think it was Freddy's Dead, or
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
I think that's the one it was.
I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah, you think you know who Goo Goo Dolls are?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I love the Goo Goo Dolls.
My particular song, or my favorite song of them, is Better Days. One of what I would say, what I've always called, and my friends from back in the day always called, thinking songs.
I like Slide. That would be the more commercial answer, I guess.
I did a couple of Goo Goo Dolls, my very first attempt at karaoke, Nashville. I got a standing O. I didn't exactly expect that, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I was, you couldn't have pulled a pin out of my ass with a tractor.
I'm just impressed that you got an O while standing.
He's got jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. That's great, man. I love that song. My number 7, this artist is known worldwide as being out of his gourd. This song came out in 1991. The guitarist on this song is actually the lead singer of the band in my number 6. So it'll lead into it, but I'm not going to give the number 6 yet. But number 7 is from the same album as the song title, No More Tears, Ozzy Osbourne. I liked because it was one of the very first times you got a really long song in a rock song like that. It was focused. It didn't quite deal with the black elements Ozzy usually sang about, but that's because the music and the songs weren't really written by Ozzy. That was by the guitarist I'm not going to mention until the next one. But that one right there.
I know who you're talking about. But.
Yeah. Anytime I've ever heard that song on the radio, I can't turn it off. And I have it on my phone. I have it on multiple CDs. And I love it. I can't help it.
The first time that Ozzy got pointed out to me was from a movie soundtrack called Dazed and Confused.
Oh, yeah.
How the hell that movie didn't come up in any of our lists before on previous episodes. But
I love that movie so much.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I love them redheads, man.
That was what, your number 7?
That was my number 7.
My number 7 is the cover band that I've mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Once again, kind of that acoustic rock kind of. I'll give you the original artist is Dave Matthews Band. And I'm going to give you just a split second. Do you know who I might be talking about?
No. I'm going to kick myself in the ass.
They become YouTube celebrities, I guess, and now have even picked up some of their some of their own songs, own albums, but that's Boyce Avenue.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of Boyce Avenue. Boyce Avenue, they done an incredible version of Crash, or
nice.
Crash Into Me.
Yeah.
Some, say it different ways, but an incredibly controversial lyrics to that song, but you wouldn't know it by how the song sounds. It sounds so pretty and sweet, and
Yeah.
but not exactly when you're spying on a naked girl next door. So
Yeah.
so it loses a little bit of its luster because of that.
Yeah.
So, but if you haven't checked out Boyce Avenue, they do a ton of other great cover songs as well as their own.
Yeah, I'll check it out. My number 6, this song came out in 2003 on an album called The Blessed Hell Ride. Again, I mentioned the singer, lead guitarist, was the lead guitarist for the Ozzy Osbourne band and was off and on and off and on and off and off for the next 25 plus years. Mr. Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society and his song Stillborn. I know every listener out there that hears me and knows me going, I know what you're talking about. Cat's over here going, yeah, I don't know.
Well, funny story about Zakk Wylde. I say that. Zakk Wylde. Excuse me. Sorry.
No, that's
Sorry.
Van Wilder.
Yeah, sorry. Excuse me, Zach. Is that my brother-in-law used to look almost identical to him.
Oh, really?
Same hair, same beard, same everything.
I tried going for that, but
very similar
my
look.
face, my build, and everything about me won't let me.
That they went and saw him, saw Black Label, and they ran into him at a bar afterwards, and he gave my sister a kiss, and her hubby was just as proud as she was. So
That was nice.
I kind of knew where that story was going, just because it's like no matter what happens, the wife's going to go home happy, and the husband's going to be like, my wife went home happy because of Zakk Wylde. So, oh, that's great, man. Oh,
Can I interject for 2 seconds?
yeah.
no.
Earlier you mentioned the Goo Goo Dolls. I wasn't 100% paying attention. Which song did you mention from them?
Better Days.
Okay, that reminds
But
me.
any of them could have worked, but Better Days seemed to.
I don't know a lot of their songs, but their song Iris,
Yeah. That was their
I
biggest
think that was their
commercial hit.
gateway.
I think if I could pick a top 10,
That was
might
their biggest
be-
commercial hit from
yeah.
the
Like
City of
City
Angels
of Angels.
soundtrack.
If I
with
had
Meg
to make the
Ryan
be-all
and
end-all
Nicolas Cage.
soundtrack,
I hated that movie. I hated the way I hated the end.
It
the
was
ending.
depressing as hell. The movie that the song was written for, it's called City of Angels, where Nicolas Cage plays an angel who comes down to Earth and falls in love with Meg Ryan.
As any
I
of
know-
us would,
Yeah.
I know
Back
the
then,
song.
anyway. Now she's
Yeah.
a train wreck. And
I
it's
know
still a
this-
better movie than Trainwrecked.
But no, that movie
I
was
know-
written for that movie. Like Johnny Resnick watched the movie,
Yeah.
wrote the song 5 minutes later.
Well, I
there
know the
was Iris.
song from the movie Treasure Planet.
Yeah,
I love that movie, and I love that song. And now every time
I love Goo Goo Dolls.
when I hear that song, I'm like,
They are the epitome of the
I just-
90s music genre, much like their use in the movie, what is that? Empire Records, if anybody else remembers that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
You
that,
have not.
but
You've heard of it, but you've never watched
Yeah.
it. I shall make you watch it.
There's
very few movies I will-
I don't think you'll have to make her. I think
going to
she'll
watch
enjoy
it.
it.
Well, there's
so.
very few movies.
No choice.
There's very few movies I will actively say you need to watch this. I will make you watch it. That
What
is
do you
one
mean
of them.
very few? You mean every movie you've seen I haven't?
No,
Which is a lot
no.
of movies.
There's a few, just a handful that.
I'm teasing because well, you say that for like every movie, but some you are more like okay, you need to.
Yeah,
but-
this is one of them. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Okay, get back to your list. I just
Did you say your number 6?
No, I did not say my
ahead.
number 6.
Okay.
But this band was mentioned in That 70s Show. And
It's not Kiss.
It was no, it's not. It is referenced to be the Beatles of their generation, and it's a band called Journey. Now you could
It's
have
not.
picked.
It's not. Don't Stop Believing. It's not Wheel in the Sky. It's not hero, I'm wondering which song you chose, whether it's one of their more obscure when they were still delving into rock before they hit it big, or is it one of their...
No, it's one of their bigger ones.
One of their bigger ones.
Yeah. Oh,
Open Arms?
It's, yeah. It is Open Arms.
Oh!
Biggest...
Screw you, Mariah Carey.
Biggest ballad they had. But, I mean, I think really with them, you could have put any of them. You know, any of those songs on
Yeah,
there.
but there's only so few that could sound right with Steve Perry. And that song, like I said, screw you, Mariah Carey. I said it twice, I'll say it a third time. Screw you, Mariah Carey, for putting out a version of that song that, yes, you made a big hit, but there's nobody with a voice like Steve Perry.
I don't know that I remember her version.
That was one of her first big hits.
Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. But Steve Perry all the way. Love you, man.
Yeah. I don't know what they've had some kind of beef, you know, Journey and Steve Perry, but
I was hoping something would happen after I said that 3 times, like you would say Beetlejuice 3 times.
or Candyman. But no, I think Journey. I really think you could have put any of them on here. And as far as Steve Perry, I absolutely loved Oh Sherry.
Oh, Sherry was great.
Yeah.
We're in our top 5.
We are in our top 5.
These right here, I think, arguably, at least on my list, you'll go, yeah, I can see that. My number 5 is having a resurgence right now because of a movie that just recently came out, and the lead actor just got an Academy Award for it. The original song came out in 1975 off an album called A Night at the Opera and had a resurgence in Wayne's World.
Oh, is this that Brad Pitt one?
No. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, you blasphemer.
No, honestly, I thought you were going to say Bradley Cooper.
No. A Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah.
After watching Wayne's World, how can anybody ride around without Bohemian Rhapsody in their vehicle?
Once again, I'm going against the majority. It's probably the least favorite Queen song that I have.
There are others, but I mean, how the song goes. You know the lyrics just through happenstance.
It's very much an iconic song. It's just not in my taste per se. But
you're wrong.
Love the band. I love the band, but that song confused me.
It's confusing for a lot of people.
Like,
that was Freddie's opus.
And it just keeps going and changing to like a totally different song, and I'm like, what the f*** is going on here?
He wrote it as trying to embody an opera. You know, he was trying to fit it in a song. You know, going from, the soft piano. Mama just killed a man, lamenting. You got the tragedy, and then it builds up really fast. Then it comes back down again. Then it goes back up again, and it comes back just like an opera would.
I definitely think it was. It
was successful in that.
Talent.
Yes, it does. But he couldn't really play piano worth a lick. He hated the way he played piano, but he wrote piano music.
I'm assuming you're talking about Freddie.
Yeah. But that's my number 5.
Well, I did have a friend that, Queen was his version of Tom Petty for me, so I learned a lot about Queen from him. But my number 5 is probably the least famous act that I have mentioned so far.
Mine just get more and more popular.
Even in this is probably the most uncommon or most unknown band, even including my Joke 3. But this is a Canadian band that I fell in love with late 90s. They're called Our Lady Peace.
Oh, I love Our Lady Peace. They were my jam back when I went to college.
And in 2001, they had their biggest hit. It is Somewhere Out There.
Yes.
I could have gone with several other songs by them, but I mean, I love this one too.
That was your quintessential campus music. I mean, you go to any campus in the year 2001, 2002, and you will have Our Lady Peace everywhere. So,
because of this band, my daughter is named after the lead singer. Her middle name is Rain, Raine. So, this band's meant a lot to me.
Very cool, man. That's awesome. My number 4.
Getting down to it.
Yeah, this is getting close. This actually goes further back than Jim Morrison and the Doors, babe. 1955.
Jesus.
Why? How?
You'll understand.
Lord.
I can already get a guess,
I have no idea.
This is my
and I'll have an unpopular opinion about this too. But
this is my jaunt into country.
Oh no.
oh, okay, maybe not, maybe not.
It's off an album called With His Hot and Blue Guitar.
Okay,
Never heard of that.
I'm not familiar with the album title, but
Well, the song became popular because the singer sang it in the middle of a prison courtyard.
okay.
Folsom Prison Blues by
Yes.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny.
The Man in Black.
Oh, Johnny Cash.
Johnny.
Are you all relieved?
If you want to remind me later, and I won't talk about it right now, but if you want to remind me, I'll mention who I thought you might have been talking about.
Okay.
But Johnny's the man.
Yes. I love Johnny Cash.
I forget he's that far back, so I
Yeah,
that's not
I mean,
what
who else? His last hit is a remake of a Nine Inch Nails song.
He also covered a Tom Petty song too. He
did.
Yeah, I Won't Back Down.
Yeah,
It was a hell of a version.
he was a genius. I mean, he really was. And I love any Johnny Cash song I'll listen to. I don't care if you say, "Oh, it's more blues," or "No, it's rock." No. That man was country through and through. And
I don't care what it is. It's Johnny Cash.
Yes, he's Johnny.
So,
Johnny Cash. That's my number 4.
wow. Okay.
Not bad, huh?
No, not bad at all.
And then it gets worse.
It gets worse.
My number 4 is, let me see here. Yeah. It's the first of my mention of 80s hair bands.
Oh. I still have one of those.
I do remember,
Of course you do.
what's his name? Dean Snyder of, Duke Snyder? Dean Snyder?
No.
Twisted Sister.
D. Snyder.
D. Snyder. Sorry.
D.E.E. Snyder.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
D. Snyder.
You had the D in there. That's
I've
okay.
heard, I've heard him go on record to say that the band that I'm about to mention, a lot of people in his genre hated him
Yeah.
because they smiled and they were pretty, and it's Bon Jovi.
Which one?
Always.
Always. Oh, I love that was
think-
94.
That was 94, yes.
1994.
I really believe that gets overlooked when talking about Bon Jovi.
It does. That song, I am so kicking myself in the ass for not having another honorable mention with that song. Oh,
You're
God.
sort of adding it by saying you're not
I
adding it now.
love
So
that song.
Now, I didn't see it till I got a little bit older, but had I seen it more at the time when it first rose to popularity, I would have noticed that the actress from Son-in-Law was in it, which
Yeah.
I absolutely loved her, and I probably
Carla Gugino.
still have a crush on her. So
She is almost 50 and looks phenomenal. Bless her, and it's all natural. She has no plastic surgery done.
No plastics that
no
we're aware of.
Botox.
no shame to
nothing.
anyone who has that.
No, and she was great in Sin City. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, there, that animated, more adult comic book movie.
Your phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no.
I'm not answering it right now.
Definitely not answering that now.
That's a great song. Number 3. This came out in 1992 by a band that had just exploded onto the rock scene. They started the lead singer started trying to, their first video, he had the Aquanet hair, it's teased out. Then every time past that was straight. He became famous by wearing a bandana. Played the piano a lot.
Spin Doctors, baby.
No.
I know that.
And they had a reunion tour a few years ago. They're still
I know who you're talking
yeah.
about.
It's Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Off their 1992 album Use Your Illusion 1, the classic, iconic November Rain.
Oh, I was going to say, November Rain's my favorite of theirs.
I love it, man. The video is what sells it for me. Not just the song, but the video itself, because the video works with the song.
It does.
Most artists, when they have a music video come out, the music's just the backdrop to the music video. As in, the video could be about anything. the song doesn't necessarily match, the lyrics don't match. You listen to that song, you watch the video, that goes hand in hand. There was not many that actually did that. And of course, Axl with his multi-octave voice, Slash playing his heart out, the piano, the orchestra, one of the first bands to actually have an orchestra playing with the rock music before it became famous. Curse you, Metallica. It's a great song. I will have that on anything and everything that I own.
I'm kind of in the mood for that now, so thanks. My number
Buddy Christ
three,
loves you.
Yeah. My number 3 is, man, this guy could really write some panty dropping music.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah. No offense to Garth, but he's not my number 3. I'm talking once again. I must have a tendency for Canadians. Bryan Adams.
Eh?
Bryan Adams, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the summer of '69.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is that the name of the song?
The song is called Summer of '69.
Okay, yeah.
But,
brought his first real 6-string over at the 5 and a dime. Played
until his fingers bled.
Was the summer of '69. Oh yeah, we all know this song by heart.
Yeah, I think you could probably know the song within the first 2 strums of the guitar.
Yeah.
So, yarp.
That's a great song. We did have overlapping.
So
artists.
yeah, Bryan Adams was my first, favorite musician. The Everything I Do It For You, as you mentioned earlier, my first favorite song
my
ever.
Next favorite song. My top 3 are those 2, and then another one he did. It was a trio of him, Rod Stewart, and Sting.
I really debated on putting that one on.
That was a great song, though, wasn't it?
It was.
From the Three Musketeers soundtrack. Yeah.
I've never seen the movie.
Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Oliver Platt, the Chris O'Donnell.
The
Chris O'Donnell. Yeah. Also known as the worst Robin ever.
Yeah.
Number 2 of mine came out originally in 1973 and remade in 1992. It was actually written for a movie by one of the best folk singers in history. So this was also made. The band that made this re-famous was my number 3. This one is Bob Dylan, the original "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
I think everybody done that song.
Yeah, but Bob Dylan wrote it.
Is that right?
And what's that?
Knock.
Yeah, knocking on heaven's door.
I think Eric Clapton done a version of that too.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Bob Dylan to me, I think he did the best version.
Just by mentioning that, how in the is Eric Clapton not on our list? This is the first mention of Eric Clapton.
Oh, those are your guys' list.
He was my. If we went to 13 honorable mentions, he would have been 13 with Cream, with Layla. That's when he originally wrote that. Layla.
Derek and the Dominoes. Yeah. Yes, Derek and the Dominoes. Yes.
I was shocked. Nice.
If I had to say Eric Clapton, it would have been Tears in Heaven.
Oh, yeah. That was one of his later big hits. He had a lull in hits.
94?
Yeah, 93, 94. Though he had a big lull between that one and the one before that. But that was huge for him because that was the first time he came out and everyone was like, oh, he cut his hair off.
Yeah.
And then he looked like a dad. He looked like an actual dad. And that song was written for his baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Tears in Heaven was written by Eric Clapton about his deceased baby who had fallen off of a balcony of a hotel they were staying at. He sang his soul into that song.
Incredibly sad story.
Yeah, it is. Man. Anyway, that was my number 2, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Yeah.
We talk about Tears in Heaven and Layla and, Sorry.
What's your number 2, Brad?
Yeah. My number 2 is a band, but in my opinion, it should have been the solo artist. It's also been covered a few times. It is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
I love Fleetwood Mac.
I love Stevie.
Stevie Nicks is interesting thing about Stevie. She has over 300. Well, some people call them scarves. They're her little shawls.
Yeah.
She has 300 of them in a temperature-controlled storage building.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a commitment to one type of...
Well, each one is worth probably thousands of dollars each because she's so iconic.
Damn.
If she ever dies, those will be worth millions.
Well, she is.
True.
She is 70 years young as of recording.
She does not look 70.
No.
No.
No, she doesn't. But, I mean, the song, it got, I think it was actually recorded as a demo, like way back when they first started with Fleetwood Mac. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that it ever saw the light of day until the late 90s, early 2000s.
Honestly, I thought it was the mid-90s when Fleetwood Mac had a new resurgence.
I couldn't say. I never got into Fleetwood Mac or Stevie as much as I have here recently.
They were the king and queen. I say king and queen because Stevie's the queen and whatever of VH1 at the time. So whenever you'd flip from MTV, there was always Fleetwood Mac on VH1. So I swear that was mid-90s.
Absolutely love Stevie, Fleetwood Mac. I think most of their bigger hits, to my knowledge or my understanding, came as Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had an amazing solo career as well. Jeez. Draws you in. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever the hell she does,
she's a witch. They proved it on American Horror Story.
Yeah. If it's on TV, it's true, right?
Coven is one of my favorite seasons, personally.
We're at number 1, bro.
I actually have seen that.
God.
I've seen that here recently.
It's a good season.
I very much enjoyed it. I watched it because of Stevie.
Yeah. That's the character that was based on her, and then they bring.
Oh my god!
And then they bring Stevie in.
Misty Day.
Yeah, Misty Day. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't know the actress's name, but
I can't remember her off the top of my head. But she's a looker. She's a very talented actress. But yeah, we're at number 1. What do we do?
She looked like Stevie. I got excited. So
my
number 1.
Yeah, my number 1. You just mentioned this artist not long ago. It came out in 1986. It was not their first big hit. It was their second big hit, and then it had a resurgence on the MTV stage prior to starting with MTV Unplugged. It was like one of the precursors to that. They did this at an MTV Movie Awards, and it was a duet between his lead guitarist on an acoustic guitar and this person as a lead singer. The name of the band is the namesake of the singer, Mr. John Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer from the Slippery When Wet album. See, even she knows it.
Yeah. Wow, what a compliment. Even she knows it.
Wow, thanks.
There's not many songs on my list that she knows.
Damn.
Obviously, an iconic song. Obviously.
The amazing thing was people don't respect John Bon Jovi's ability as a singer, especially that early on. They don't respect him as much. But
don't get it.
If you listen, I found
he had some pipes.
Okay. If you go to YouTube, I'll find it, put it in the show notes. I'll make a note of it. There's a version of "Living on a Prayer" where they took the music out and isolated John Bon Jovi's vocals. The octave in key that he hit, the many different octaves he hit, is just, I mean, it blew my mind. I've had many a times I could have swore I fucked up my vocals just trying to sing along with him. Now, he can't hit those vocals today.
No,
and nobody
can't.
can expect a 60-year-old man to hit the same vocals he hit when he was 20. He did as well as he could for the next 30 years, and then just the last 5-6 years is when his voice started really coming down. But he is still touring. He's on one of his last tours. He says he's getting to the point where he wants to leave out before it gets too bad. He didn't say that, but that's the vibe you get from the interviews he gets. And
I've seen him.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw the Goo Goo Dolls open up for Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a concert. Got a hell of a deal.
He's still in great shape. I mean,
I saw that show for $100.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow.
At the height of Goo Goo Dolls' career, yeah.
Mr. John Bon Jovi, my hat's off to you, sir, for being able to keep and switching genres of music over the years and changing your style, changing everything about you to stay relevant and successfully doing it, starting with the 1998 album Crush, where he came out with It's My Life.
Mm-hmm.
Then, going on 3-4 albums later and then doing a country album, which still hit number 1 on the Billboard, and just did duets with, oh my gosh.
Alison Krauss?
No. Sugarland.
Sugarland, okay.
Yep. And then just moving forward and changing their sound and then finally reaching a place they were happy with and making what you call just the classic Bon Jovi sound. I know this is classic. This song is just pure classic Bon Jovi, but the modern day classic Bon Jovi sound is more of a corporate rock. But he's 60, man. What do you expect for a band that's 60-something years old, will be 70 before long? When you're singing your old hard hits, I say hard, they weren't a hard band. They were a glam rock band, but
they were pretty.
They was man pretty.
Him and Richie, man pretty.
Yeah. Now Richie Sambora had pipes on him too, don't they?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Count him short. He's singing with his girlfriend now.
He's not back with Heather Locklear again.
No. He's got a girlfriend that they go out on tour. He plays guitar and she sings, and they sing a lot of the old Bon Jovi stuff and some of her new stuff. So they do pretty good. They sell out crowds. Yeah.
Love
Richie Sambora still sells out stadiums like Bon Jovi does.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my number one.
For that, because anytime I think of Living on a Prayer, I think, okay, that's 1A, and 1B is Wanted Dead or Alive. So, but that's just me.
I tell you what, I actually enjoy Blaze of Glory more than I do Wanted Dead.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
No, going for his solo career, huh?
Yeah, for the Young Guns 2 soundtrack.
Young Guns 2. Love that movie.
I do too. I like it better than the first one.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, somebody's going to assassinate me for saying that.
Assassinate?
No.
Assassinate?
Well, they're going to look for me too.
Can't even say the word.
Nope.
They're going to look for me too because I concur about that. And anybody that knows me, I think they're pretty much going to know what my number one is. It's Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. Had I put, if I had made this list of my favorite songs, there would not be it'd be full of Tom Petty songs. Nobody else would make the list. But I knew that's not what the audience wanted to hear. Nobody wants to hear the same.
What are you talking about? The audience always wants to hear Tom Petty. That's why he had such a long career.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he did great with my number two with Steve. He done a couple of duets with her, wrote a couple of songs for her. Stole a song from her. Don't Come Around Here No More was stolen from her. But I could also go with Here Comes My Girl. Yeah. I think everybody likes Free Fallin'.
I think so, too.
It aggravates the shit out of me when somebody says free ballin'. Like, Jesus Christ, you think you're the first to come up with that?
No.
I've actually gotten in... I had to be pulling away from parties if I mention something to the musician about Tom Petty and they say something not very nice. I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of people don't respect him the way he needs to because he was a very diverse musician. He played a ton of instruments. He was a great lyricist. He played with a lot of imagery. He knew how to hook a song.
Yeah.
He knew how to put together a complete song that took you from beginning, and when it was ended, when the song would end, you knew that that's where it needed to end.
Yeah.
And that was at a time when a lot of songs would do the fade out?
I've seen in a recent interview that Mike Campbell, the lead guitarist for Tom
Petty.
which is now playing with Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lindsey Buckingham.
Well, if Mick Fleetwood had to have his way, he would call it Fleetwood Mick.
Anyway, yeah, Lindsey Buckingham's no longer with them. Mike Campbell is I guess taking over Lindsey's place.
Yeah.
Not very much of a vocalist. Sorry, Mike.
I do so much.
But where the fuck was I going with that?
I don't know.
Why are we here?
This is incredibly bad.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, okay, I figured out what I'm talking about
I can't
now.
help
In a recent interview, Mike said that they had a slogan for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It was, "Don't bore us, get to the chorus." So, which, yeah, I guess the chorus typically is the most popular part of a song.
That's about for any
So
band.
it gets stuck in your head for a week.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I hear a song that the chorus is not the best part.
Yeah. That is the best part because that's what you remember the song for. That's
It
how you
is.
know the name of the song because
It is.
99,000 times out of 100,000 times that's how it's done. You don't have artists that just have a whole song and either name it after the first verse or just naming it whatever. You know, that's how it's normally done. You name it after the chorus. So
It's like when they say the name of a movie in the movie and you're like, it's the
Verse,
name.
chorus, chorus, or verse, chorus, verse, chorus, or verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. yeah, a lot of different variations of there, but
And then like some sort of rap.
I
lyric.
happen to like bridges a lot. I don't understand why completely, but bridges stand out to me in songs.
well, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That has been I've loved this episode. It has taken me back so much. Just talking about some of this music, gaining some new insight into some of Kat's music, which I'm not going to lie. I know some, but I could nowhere near keep up to what she listens to.
I know she likes Bob Seger. So.
Yeah, that's enough.
All your, everything else is.
I don't know this K-pop and J-pop stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just have to take your word for it. So.
I'll send you some stuff, some really good ones.
I can't promise I won't listen to it.
I'm not even talking to you, but thanks for being a smartass about it.
Wow.
Damn.
If you actually listen to what I said, that means I'll listen to it. I said I can't promise I won't listen to it.
Wait, okay, I'm tired.
Anyway,
She's tired.
yeah. I hope you all have enjoyed listening to us ramble on and wax poetic about some of our favorite film, TV shows, and songs. If you would like to comment, give us a review or whatever, you can go to iTunes. You can review us. You can go to most of the big streaming services: iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I mean, you name it. We're on there. If you would like to do that, please do. I hope you rate us high, but if you rate us low, tell us why, and maybe we'll change. I doubt it. But
Welcome if you can't take a like Robin says.
damn straight. If you would like to send us comments directly, you can go to the website and send us comments there. You can also receive the podcast a day early if you'd like it, because we have it posted a day early on the website. That is deadpan-studio.com.
.com.
If you'd like to send us an email and not have to go through the website, you can email us at soakynostalgia@gmail.com for this specific podcast. If you have anything else general-wise or just want to email us directly about not the podcast, but what you like about us or hate us or whatever, float your boat, deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. You can also find us at the Twitters at those same addresses. So, with that, I think I've covered everything. Thank you, Vanity. Thank you, Key Dry Cleaners. Thank the studio. Thank my wonderful co-host, Sir Bradley the Cat.
The cat.
That's right. There's only one.
I don't want to be the cat.
Yeah. And thank you, listeners. For without you, we would still do this.
Anyways.
Anyway,
Well, you're not wrong.
no. Anyway, I love it. Anyway, I am one of your hosts, Matt.
Sir Bradley.
And I'm Kat.
See y'all next time.
Bye.